Watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Degnan. The Justice Department announced more crackdowns on scams that included some charges for scammers operating in our area. The Office of the U.S. Attorney for the Middle District of Pennsylvania announced that 5 men from New York were charged in connection with what is known as the grandparent mail fraud scheme. It's alleged the 5 men indicted traveled to areas including Lackawanna and Luzerne counties to pick up UPS and FedEx packages containing thousands of dollars in cash. The money was sent in by elderly victims after receiving a phone call that a grandchild was in trouble and needed to be bailed out. If you feel you or someone you know has been the victim of a scam, you're urged to contact the National Elder Fraud Hotline at 1-333-FRAUD-11. A 30-year-old man from Swoyersville was sentenced this week for a charge of conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine. The U.S. Attorney for the Middle District announced Michael Marquez will serve 5 years in prison. In May of 2020, police say they obtained a search warrant for his home and seized crystal meth, a scale, drug packing materials, and over $2,200. The investigation was conducted by the Luzerne County Drug Task Force, the Kingston Police Department, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. He entered a guilty plea and admitted to conspiring with others to distribute the meth in Luzerne County in 2020. A Nanticoke man faces animal cruelty charges after a humane officer with the SPCA found that he shot and killed a cat with an air rifle. Nanticoke police and fire crews recovered a dead cat from a tree in the 200 block of College Street and found the cat had been shot 7 times, removing a pellet from its spine. During their investigation, police learned that 64-year-old Herman Curry was responsible for the incident. Curry admitted to the shooting but claimed he believed the cat was a rabid raccoon. He was charged with 2 felony counts of aggravated cruelty to animals and torture and causing death, 1 misdemeanor count of cruelty to animals, and a summary count of cruelty to animals. He was released from prison on $25,000 unsecured bail. A new coroner has been appointed in Luzerne County. Jillian Matthews will take over the position effective October 31st. She's been most recently a supervising staff attorney for the Domestic Violence Center and a county assistant district attorney for 16 years. The position opened when Frances Hacken resigned in August, citing the need for more staffing and funding for the coroner's office. Chief Deputy Coroner Joseph Jacobs has been serving as acting coroner. It happened again. On Giants Despair in Laurel Run Borough, a tractor trailer overturned. According to Pennsylvania State Police investigators, the driver, 36-year-old Jason Keynes of New Jersey, did not pay attention to the warnings posted of restrictions to commercial vehicles. The truck struck a guide rail and came to rest. The vehicle was towed from the scene, the driver taken to an area hospital. Additional signage warning vehicles were posted last year. As a result of the crash, Keynes will be cited. A debate is set between candidates in the 8th Congressional District. Incumbent Democratic Congressman Matt Cartwright and Republican challenger Jim Bugnett are set to meet October 20th at 7 p.m. The debate will be broadcast live on WVIA TV, radio, and their Facebook and YouTube channel. And on the topic of elections, the southern part of Luzerne County will not have a ballot drop box for the upcoming general election. The Luzerne County Election Bureau has been looking for a new site after officials at Hazleton City Hall asked to move that location of the drop box. It was determined it would then not meet criteria set by the election board. 2 new sites that had been considered also did not meet the criteria. Time has run out for a new site to have been in place before the election, November 8th. Coming up on WYLN News, Disney on Ice is returning to our area. Plus, Marty sits down with Coach Buckman to discuss last week's game in Hazleton. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is sunny.
Child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Jura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central here to ask you, is your kitchen ready for an overhaul? We offer free in-home consultation and design, no interest financing, professional removal and installation, countertop and backsplashes, hardwood and laminate floors, kitchen appliance sales, service and installation, and of course, everyday low prices. Grand Central in Hazleton, helping you make your house a home.
Attention, area residents. Show your support for local student athletes. Attend a live sporting event in your area. WYLN, we're your local network.
The celebration of the century comes alive in Disney on Ice presents Let's Celebrate. This monumental ice skating spectacular will visit Mohegan Sun Arena at Casey Plaza from January 12th through the 16th. Disney on Ice preferred customers can purchase advance tickets now to get the best seats available before tickets go on sale to the general public, and that will be October 11th. Fans can still sign up to become a Disney on Ice preferred customer and get exclusive access to the pre-sale offer code. Audiences will be a part of the magic of Disney as Mouster of Ceremonies, Mickey Mouse, leads a parade of more than 50 beloved characters starring Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, and featuring an ensemble of Disney princesses, including Cinderella, Rapunzel, Ariel, and Snow White. The wintry wonderland of Disney's Frozen also comes to life with Anna, Elsa, and the hilarious Olaf, as they discover that the true love is the greatest magic of all. And there will be exciting moments from Disney's Pixar's Finding Dory, Disney's Aladdin, and Beauty and the Beast will leave the whole family with many memories to last a lifetime. The legacy of Disney is displayed through 14 classic and modern stories in this epic production that features an international team of award-winning figure skaters, high-energy choreography, and a breathtaking set. Families will join the fun in an exciting opening number that salutes Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse as the original hosts of Disney on Ice in an unforgettable experience coming to your own hometown. WYLN's all-time OT hero, Marty Burns, has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off-season across our viewing area. Are you ready? Let's talk sports.
We had talked about in the beginning of the year how I thought this group would be able to handle 4 out of the first 5 on the road because of the leadership you have. And I would think on a week like this, sometimes you don't have to say a lot because I have a feeling that senior group is almost, and I don't want to say policing, but they're leading that locker room, bringing the team back together after some adversity Friday night.
Sure. Right after Friday night, immediately when we were talking as a team, that's exactly what was said. And I said, truly, we're going to find who our leaders are. And it's easy to lead when you're 5-0. It's easy to lead when you're up by multiple scores. It's easy to lead when things are going really well. But who are going to be our leaders when we hit some adverse situations here? And we're finding out exactly who they are. And not everybody has to be a vocal leader. It could be by your actions. It could be how you came and you approached our run, how you came and you approached our lift, how you're starting to prepare for Crestwood, how you're accepting coaching and getting better from the previous game. All those things go into it. So we're fortunate to have some really steady leaders for us, both vocal leaders and those who do by action. And those guys, they've responded. We had a tremendous practice today, and as we do every day, we continue to prepare properly. We have a really good group, and we're excited again for this week because it's another opportunity to compete together.
Coming up on Maple Manor's News Choice, get ready, we're going to sit down and enjoy some poetry on Community and You, plus Leading the Way, Part 3 with Catherine Murphy. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on WYLN TV.
Burger's Family Farm, roadside market located in Drums, is a growing family farm since 1889. If you're looking for good health, look no further than the Burger Family Farm. You'll find a variety of fresh-picked daily from the fields, seasonal vegetables and fruits, as well as fresh-cut flower arrangements. Pick fresh daily corn, peppers, tomatoes, potatoes, and so much more. Beginning in October, you can take a hayride through the pumpkin patch and pick your own pumpkin. Decorative gourds, haystacks, corn stalks, and Indian corn for your home. Burger's Family Market is home to Preservers of the Past, weekend in September, showcasing antique farm equipment, lifestyles of yesteryear, and more. Visit Burger Family Farm on Facebook for more information. Fresh from the Farm is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Your health deserves a partner.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hi, I'm Marty Burns. Join myself and head football coach at Hazleton Area, Dennis Bookman, for Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton Area High School football. We'll go over the past week's game with highlights, look ahead to a future opponent, and have a special guest from the Cougar football program, just like senior quarterback Tyler Wolf. Tyler, what do you have to say to send us out?
Go Cougars.
Sports Talk every week here on WYLN, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
Welcome to Community and You, and today we are going to meet Elisa Gelinardo. And Elisa is someone who is a poet. How
Yes.
nice. Now, how did that come about?
Well, I always wrote journaling and, through my life. But I think I went through a real rough period where I wrote a lot. And when I look back at it, I thought it was really good. It was just a little angry. So I reeled back off the anger a little bit and turned it more into prose. And that's how I started writing poetry.
So what is your poetry based on? Your own life?
My own life, experiences, love, loss, just day to day.
Is it more from a woman's perspective?
It is. I would say from my perspective, really. Is it for kids? No. But it's not, I would say it's a little on the deep side at times. And I try to write a piece or two with humor in it from time to time. So.
And when we're talking about poetry, I think a lot of people think, poetry is so difficult. It's got to rhyme and it's got to do. Does your poetry do all that?
It does not. I'm a free verse poet.
And explain a little bit about
free
that.
verse is no rules. So there's no haiku. You have to have so many lines. There's no rhyming. There's, every once in a while I might write a piece with rhyming, but it just doesn't feel right to me. So there really are no rules. You can do your line breaks wherever you want in your paragraphs, and you gotta love no rules.
What's a little bit of your background that got you to this point?
Nothing really in my work experience. Failed relationships or
the things that everyone can relate to.
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of people will come back to me and say, it's like you wrote this book for me.
Oh.
Or I really resonated with this poem so much. Or and sometimes the mistakes we've made in our lives, you can't go back and fix it, but you can talk about it and reflect on it and just forgive yourself and move forward.
And how did you get to the Hazleton area?
I was always from Hazleton, and I moved out to the Kutztown area. I had met someone. And, it was a long-distance relationship for a while. I moved there. It went on for 5 years, and then it didn't last. So, and I'm okay with it.
And that's how
good.
People can relate.
Yes.
Because it happens to all of us.
But I did love the area, so I stayed there. And I come back and visit some family from time to time and friends. And it's always good to come home. Always.
Well, we're thrilled that you're here with us because she is going to share some of her poetry with you. Do you have one or two picked out there?
I do.
And what is the name of the book?
The name of the book is My Heart on Paper poetry collection. So I thought I would start with Roots of My Life. I am jealous and impressed at the same time of those who are grounded. I have never grown roots or stayed put anywhere for very long. I feel like a nomad with furniture and a bank account. The address may change, but I always sleep in the same bed. I just pay movers to shift my possessions from one town to another. Partners have changed as well, but my side of the bed is my side of the bed, and that's never negotiable. The only constant is my desire to belong, to plant myself and just grow. The older I get, the less time I have to settle myself anywhere. And so it's hopelessly apparent that I won't stop relocating until I'm immobile, in a box, in the ground, and I'll call the graveyard my residence, my casket my bed. I'll grow roots, and at last, I'll be home.
Wow. That hits home with a lot of that. Whoa, okay. Elisa, I'm not going to stop you right now. What do you have another one?
I do have another one.
Okay.
I kind of wrote in order how I wanted to do this. So, and this is kind of the end of my Kutztown thing before I move on to myself. So that's where this comes from. And this is called Petals Left Behind. Petals lay dead on the floor from a cracked vase that once held a deserving but unwanted bouquet. Clean shapes are left on all the walls where pictures once hung in adornment. Cobwebs clinging to corners is no longer my concern. Candles are covered with dust, and a thin layer of wax remains in their glass jars that burned down to the wick through hours and hours of wine and disappointment. The closets hold none of my personal effects. There is no trace of me left on any surface. Even my perfume chooses not to linger. I gather my things, most importantly, my books, family photos, and my dog. I leave the key on the counter from yet another mistake. Before I walk out, I take one last look around. I'm at total peace and of sound mind. I will not be haunted by my decision as I close the door on my past.
Wow, another one. Right there.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank
You are amazing. Now, if someone would like to find more of My Heart on Paper, more about you, is there a place that someone can get the book?
There is a place. You can purchase the book on Amazon.com. Locally in Kutztown, there's a bookstore. They do a lot for local authors, and Firefly Bookstore. They also have an online site if you want to support a small business. And also on my website, Elisa G. Poetry, you can purchase signed copies if you like.
Wow.
So.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more of your poetry in the very near future.
Thank you very much.
And talk about nailing it. Ooh, My Heart on Paper. Thanks for joining us, you. And thanks for joining us, you, on Community and You.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results. So elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Memberships are available at the Valley Country Club in Sugarloaf. The new upgrades will leave you with a distinctive and unique experience unlike any other venue in Northeast PA. Call Frank Gradis 570-233-5328. Email vccpro@thevalleycountryclub.com.
It's high school football time. Watch WYLN for all the local high school football action as we bring you the event, not just the highlights, like only WYLN can. Watch the game of the week right here on WYLN. We're your local network. For the best in local sports, watch WYLN TV 35. The event, not just the highlights.
Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Then look no further. Grand Central is here to help. Grand Central Sealy experts will set you straight. When you buy your mattress at Grand Central, you can expect free delivery and setup, free removal of the old unit, and interest-free financing for up to 60 months. And of course, Grand Central's everyday low prices. Grand Central in Hazleton, helping you make your house a home.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
See news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Catherine Murphy is leading the way into part 3 of this week's series. Welcome to Leading the Way. This week we are spending it with Catherine Murphy. She is the new president of the Mountaintop Rotary, and we haven't quite gotten there yet to find out how she got to be the president of the Mountaintop Rotary, because when last we spoke to Catherine, we found out that she was in Arizona on a Navajo reservation, and now your year is up. So then what happens?
So then I came back to New Jersey. I moved back in with my parents as I was trying to find my way, and I ended up getting a job as a pediatric physical therapist at in an outpatient setting. So that's where the parents bring their children that need services, and we work with them and teach the families home exercise programs that they can do at home with them.
All right, and what happened there? Did you meet anybody? Were you getting kind of disillusioned with what you were doing? Or, because somehow you left New Jersey and ended up here in Pennsylvania.
I did. So I was there for about a year, and then I went back to the nonprofit world, and I ended up working for Easter Seals of southeastern Pennsylvania. And I was there for 10 years after that initial job.
And while you were there, what were you doing there?
So I was working in early intervention, and that's where you work with children under 3 years old that need physical therapy services in their home. And I was also working at an improved private preschool. So children with disabilities were all in the same classroom, and I was doing physical therapy in the classroom with them. Also, I was a coach, so I had opportunities to speak at a few conferences at Penn State and at the Hershey Conference Center on positive behavior interventions and supports. And what that is helping to teach children in a more positive manner. So rather than saying no, teaching a child what to do. For instance, if a child is climbing up onto a table, you would say, put your feet on the ground, as opposed to saying no, because no doesn't really tell them what to do. And part of that role too was coaching the teachers. So I would meet with teachers and we would just talk about their classroom and how their classroom is running, because I had some training. It's kind of odd that a physical therapist is helping a classroom teacher, but they trusted me, and it really helped to build a really nice Easter Seals.
Wow. And how long were you with Easter Seals?
10 and a half years.
10 and a half years.
Yes.
Boy, you're really just moving along here, but you're also sticking around and you're doing what you have to do. So now, 10 and a half years. What happened at the end of that half year?
So my husband and I wanted to start a family.
Wait a minute, where did you get married?
Oh, I got married in there too.
Oh, okay.
So we wanted to start a family, and we wanted to move into a more affordable area, and we found, I have friends from college up here, so he was able to meet some of my friends up here, and we ended up finding a house up here. So that's what brought me up here. And I was actually able to do some virtual work through Easter Seals, so I could kind of hang on a little bit, and then I started working in early intervention here in Luzerne in Wyoming County.
Hold that thought.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to tell you where, because that's going to be our subject tomorrow when we join Catherine Murphy again on Leading the Way. And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next right here on WYLN TV.